you through where we are with the Padres, and we'll start with a situation involving Fernando Tatis. Thursday meeting with General Manager AJ Preller. Led to believe it was a clear-the-air session. I don't know that they're going to talk publicly extensively about that conversation, John. I do think one thing that might come out of this conversation, that the Padres might order Fernando Tatis to have surgery on that left shoulder. I still think that's a sticking point in the relationship between the organization. I have no doubt that AJ Preller told Fernando Tatis, this is what we expect from you as a player. This is what we demand of you off the field as a person. You can't have these incidents, this secretive stuff happen to you that impacts us as a baseball organization. So, John, that's where it is now. We know that the first meeting with Preller was Thursday. We're led to believe that Tatis is going to address his teammates, and I don't know whether it comes Thursday night or Friday night before the game with Washington. And then on Saturday morning, he is scheduled to have a face-to-face meeting with the owner, Peter Seidler. So there's a lot of things in motion with Tatis. I think there'll only be one side doing most of the talking, and those will be the people who represent the San Diego Padres at this point in time. There's still a lot of untold aspects to the story. We know this from Major League Baseball, that Fernando Tatis is allowed to have access to the clubhouse. He is allowed to have access to the trainers and the team doctors. He is allowed to be on the field early afternoon before a home night game and do batting practice, infield drills, outfield defensive work. But when they get to 5 o'clock and the gates of the stadium open and the teams come on the field for batting practice, he is off the field, he's out of the dugout, he's out of the clubhouse, he's not part of any of the game night experience. And that will go through the rest of the regular season. Whatever happens in postseason, he'll be allowed the same set of rules, except when the gates open and the stadium starts to fill, he has to exit. Now, whether or not he stays there full time, whether or not he goes back to the Dominican remains to be seen. He said one thing, his father had said something else. So this is work in progress in terms of the format. But I would almost guarantee you, John, that the conversation was one-sided, and that conversation came from the Padres front office to their star-tainted shortstop.
Well, let's say he went in for surgery and got the shoulder fixed. I mean, how long would he be out? I mean, this could synchronize nicely.
Well, it could. I think you're correct in that assessment. I think that probably the rehab is 3 to 4 months. If they go ahead and have surgery now, which they think solves this issue, because there's a great unknown. He could go out and play. He could go out and work. He could go out and get injured, have it pop out again. And if it keeps popping out, it gets worse. He's had 5 times that left shoulder has come out. So I maintain, and surgery is, John, is always the last option. I don't care whether you're a baseball player, you're in the NFL, you work in a bank, whatever. Surgery is always the last option. But I think they really want him to have the surgery, which locks down the stability in the shoulder. And now that he's suspended, he has the surgery. He has the rest of the fall into the winter. And then obviously the delayed spring training, because he will not be part of the Padres on the field when games start in April. So there's a whole extended period of time for him to do the rehab. So we'll see how the dominoes fall and what they're willing to tell us in the next 72 hours about the meetings. But